We came to the decision to raise wages for our employees at the inception of the creation of our organization. We knew that employees needed a livable wage, not just a minimum wage, in order to sustain themselves and their families. We wanted the rest of the community to know that we were in solidarity with our MAPI during this challenge, and that it was important for others to get on board as well.
It is such important work, and obviously moving and supporting people and moving outside of poverty is also very mission right for Heritage Christian Services. So it's a real beautiful mission match. And so we play our part as an employer, absolutely. We play our part as a service provider for those with intellectual and developmental disabilities who may be living in poverty. And I hope we play our part as a community member, really trying to move all of the systems, pull all of the levers that will help eventually move our community to a much more sustainable wage.
We're an organization that really has a mission to connect people with good quality jobs, and as we're working with our customers at Rochester Works, we're always thinking, how can we get someone in a sustainable career that can provide them economic independence and hopefully lift people upward. So it was only fitting that if this is the kind of religion we're going to practice at Rochester Works, we need to practice what we preach. Our organization, Rochester Works, in addition to supporting it throughout the community, we felt we need to make that very intentional at Rochester Works as well, which we were happy to do.
It's about providing jobs and opportunities and also good paying jobs for those who can enter the workforce and really hopefully add to the economic vitality of our region. I don't think our community, our region, can be successful without addressing these problems that really have plagued Rochester for decades. Be it poverty, be it issues of racism and discrimination, there are things that we have to address. And the Chamber, again, is a major voice and advocate. We represent 1,300 businesses. We represent, with those businesses, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of employees in the entire region. And so we do play a role. And our role is to, again, look for ways to address inequities, look for ways to address the issues of poverty by providing employment, providing opportunities, providing jobs that pay well.
What collective impact means to me is that it really is an opportunity for institutions, organizations, individuals to come together to try to solve this challenge. We know that the scope and scale of poverty, if we consider for a moment how we got here, we know that it was a lot of collusive behavior in some instances by a lot of organizations and institutions in our community. And so if we're going to remedy it, then it means that those same organizations, and in fact, perhaps some shifting and changing to consider shifting power, that new organizations, new individuals come into the space. Our MAPI is making space for that to happen. And that's critical if we're going to see poverty reduced and if we're going to see upward mobility for folks that have traditionally been on the economic margins.
We made the decision to raise wages for our employees back in 2019. We did it as a senior management team. We were talking about ways that we could help our employees. Our purpose at ESL is to help the community thrive and prosper. But in order to do that, we said we have to make sure that we're helping our employees thrive and prosper as well. Before this time, we hired part-time employees. And the first step, we said what is really important is to offer our employees full-time jobs. And secondly, we should offer employees certainly a living wage and make sure that everyone was paid at least $15 an hour moving forward.
If we are paying anything less than what it costs to support a family, we are building a structure where families must also have public supports and private philanthropic supports. That is what we are saying. So at minimum, the $15 an hour is about $30,000 a year. We are still well below what it is required for a family to make ends meet. So at United Way, we want to lead by example. We've been at $15 an hour for quite some time now. The need is now, but getting there from here to there takes time, and that is hard to understand and it's hard to say, but it is important to recognize the challenges of going from the wage levels that we've been set and where we need to get so families can make ends meet. the commitment to that journey, and for RMAPI and Level Up Champions and others to wrap around supports and say, this is how we did it, this is how we dealt with wage compression, this is how we dealt with all of these implications, and this is what the results are, and highlighting the goodness that came out of that. That to me is a testament to the role of wage commitment and RMAPI and a collective approach.
Income is a major proportion of people's livelihoods. How people make money is mostly through income, and it's through jobs. And so we need jobs to pay a fair, livable wage in order for people to be able to live a productive life. Our MAPI is advocating for a starting minimum wage of $15 an hour. Our Level Up Champions have committed to that, and we will continue to encourage them to continually raise their minimum until we get to a point where the livable wage is a standard in our community.